I'm Charles Kraus, a journalist who survived the 1978 Jonestown massacre. I was recently interviewed in the National Geographic documentary series, called Massacre. One Day in Jonestown, now streaming on Hulu. Ask me anything. My name is Charles Kraus. In November 1978 I had just begun my first foreign assignment as the Washington Post South America correspondent when my editors in Washington sent me to cover Congressman Leo Ryan's visit to the People's Temple in Guyana. Little did I know that 24 hours after we reached Jonestown, Jim Jones would send assassins to kill the congressman and the rest of us who were with him as we were attempting to board two small planes at the airstrip in Port Kaituma. I was standing near Congressman Ryan when the gunman started firing and was lying on the ground next to him when I was hit by a bullet and he was killed. 2 days later, I was the first journalist to return to Jonestown, where I interviewed one of the few survivors of the mass suicide murder that left more than 900 men, women, and babies dead. Why? Because they had put their faith in a false prophet whose paranoia, grandiosity and narcissism killed them. My book about Jonestown, Guyana Massacre, the eyewitness account, became a bestseller and, the next 2 decades, continued my work as a foreign correspondent, covering wars, revolutions and political upheavals for the Washington Post, CBS, and the PBS NewsHour, winning a number of awards, including an Emmy for my reporting from the Middle East. I now write and publish the Swamp Report online, which showcases the political art I've championed, along my views and analysis, which I humbly offer, about the important domestic and foreign events of our time. I took part in the National Geographic documentary called Massacre, One Day in Jonestown, streaming on Hulu, because I hoped the lessons we should have learned from Jonestown would not be forgotten. I will be answering questions starting at 1 p.m. ET. Edit. I want to thank you all for your interesting questions. I hope you'll want to watch Cult Massacre, One Day in Jonestown because I really believe Jonestown should be viewed as a cautionary tale for our times. Cult Massacre does an excellent job of explaining why. https://preview.red.it/7wltm3heat1.png ? Width = 3024 and format equals PNG and auto equals WebPNS equals say479 DD60B6 pf0 B9 EC 95 E3220 D7 ed 554981 F9.